10 years ago this week, the wrestling world was rocked by a promo that will in all likelihood outlive all of us, and one that, whether intentional or not, injected new life into pro wrestling. In 2011, WWE was seemingly in a rut of disinteresting storylines, even less interesting promos, and predictable finishes. We all remember that Cena wins lol meme, don't we? But seemingly out of nowhere at the time, WWE was building a feud between then WWE champion John Cena and challenger CM Punk, and everything changed. Punk sat Indian style at the top of the ramp, looking on at a battered John Cena who was wincing in pain, having just been driven through a table moments earlier. Punk then grabbed the mic and went on to cut one of the most famous promos in the history of professional wrestling, now known as his infamous Pipebomb. CM Punk's Pipebomb, however, wasn't just a good shoot promo. It served as a representation of what many longtime fans have been frustrated with WWE's product for a while. It called out the frustrations fans had at the overexposure of John Cena in the WWE product. It called to attention the very real truth that CM Punk's contract was going to run out on the night of Money in the Bank when he was set to face Cena for the title. It called out many of the inside ballpark rumors that the likes of Hulk Hogan and John Laurinaitis being ass kissers, the latter being quoted as a douchebag yes man towards Vince McMahon in one of Punk's promos, but most importantly, in an era where WWE had become more corporate, sanitized, more transparent, and the business itself had been outed as a work for years, this was one of the first moments in a long time where it felt real. And Trevor, the Pipe Bomb promo, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, it occurred at a time where I was not watching wrestling, and I was vaguely paying attention. But this was a turning point for me as a fan that got me directly back into it. When you first saw or got wind of the Pipe Bomb promo, what was your reaction to it?
So it's funny because you say you weren't really into wrestling like that, and I actually at the point was falling out of it because I was busy. I was in college. I was working. I wasn't really able to watch it. And it just so happens this particular night, I got off early and I came home, and it just so happens that Raw was on the TV. And I'm sitting there. I missed the first 5 minutes, I guess, of it because I walked in and my brother was like, yo, you got to watch this. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I'm like, yo, like he really just kind of pretty much broke kayfabe on national TV, which for a long time was kind of like a no-no. And it was such a shoot that you're sitting there like, yo, like this is awesome. Like you a lot of people just like myself, wrestling fans, like never seen anything quite like that. You know, and CM Punk amazing with his promos. Amazing promos. I mean, no promo he's ever done touched this particular one, but he always great with his promos. It was one of those things that relit the fire I had for wrestling. Like, and you're sitting there watching, and you're like, yo, this is absolutely amazing. Like, yo, this is crazy. Like, yo, like I love this show. And the thing was, I was sitting there, I was glued to the TV. I had a paper to write, I had other stuff to do, but I was glued to the TV. I couldn't stop paying attention. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, wow. And it meant a lot to me. And like, it again helped me boost my like for CM Punk, who I actually met 3 months later from this.
There we go. So for me, man, the Pipe Bomb promo, if we're going to talk about the Pipe Bomb promo, I think it's fitting we kind of give it its credit, because I think the story that you and I have about it, getting back into wrestling and really paying attention and locking in, like, again, that's like this, that is similar for a lot of people. And I think if you look at what happened in the years to follow, whether it's AEW, the renaissance of the indies, everything that followed, everything that's happening right now that is good in professional wrestling, it does not happen without that promo that CM Punk cuts, because I think we're on a completely different path as far as pro wrestling goes if WWE had continued down that path, because I'm not, and I don't feel like I'm overblowing it either, because this was a moment where a lot of hardcore fans really tuned back in. Yeah, The Rock was there, but then they tuned out. This made people consistently feel involved and invested in the product like never before, not before for a long time, since Stone Cold even. And in
Exactly.
a time where WWE was really at a really stale and at a stalemate with the fans, as far as, do we like the product? It was very real milk toast. It was predictable. It wasn't great. And this promo changed all of that. And I think the legacy of this promo, Trevor, is going to be exactly what you and I mentioned. It is going to be that of a moment in time that has changed the wrestling world for the better, because Ring of Honor benefited from it. The Indies benefited from it. CM Punk benefited from it. Wrestlers in WWE like Daniel Bryan benefited from it. Finn Balor got signed because of this promo, because it elevated CM Punk from an indie darling to a world champion, to a legitimate main eventer, not only in the eyes of the fans, but in the eyes of VKM, Vince McMahon. And if that doesn't happen, man, if that doesn't happen, I don't think all of these people who've gotten a chance get the chance they do. And I don't think the popularity of wrestling takes the course it does. So thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you,
Thanks.
CM Punk.
Yeah, it was funny because like I actually met him in an Indies show the first time I met him, and then I met him again once he was on the main roster, and I remember the first thing I mentioned was like because he was talking to it about it with another fan, and he was like he's like just it's just one of those things like this lightning in a bottle. That's exactly how he explained it, and like I remember I was like, man, that was amazing. I've always been a fan of yours, but you helped me get back into wrestling like that. And he was like, oh, wow. And he signed my shirt and he signed it. Love seeing Punk, lightning in a bottle.
There we go. There we
And
go.
yeah, that like, I mean, because of that, that was awesome. Like, again, thanks, CM Punk. Thanks for all you did. And thanks for what you did that night.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.